Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Mulia Mayranada and my name is 32/20/0117. I would like to complete my final exam for 3 appreciation. Question number 1. Find a poem that contains the word city, then analyze it. I hear America singing by Walt Whitman. Themes in the poem is freedom, growth, dignity, and unity. The poem talks about freedoms people enjoy in America. The writer used music to emphasize the interconnectedness of human experience to work-shaping. Throughout the poem, every profession they work in hits their own song, which means everyone is important. Although each worker sings his or her own song, the act of singing is universal, and by extension, all workers are united under one common American identity. Stanza line 1. I hear America singing the varied carols I hear. From the first line, the reader is made aware the speaker will be speaking of the diversity in America. He doesn't mention America as a whole, rather he builds a whole out of part which will be symbolized by the progression of word. This is evidenced by the varied carols mentioned in the line. And the line 2, those of mechanic, each one singing his at it should be bright and strong. In the second line, the speaker is specifying the carol or song of a specific group of people. Thus of mechanic, each one singing his as it should be bright and strong. He described their song as bright and strong. He means their song show indifference or a state of being unconcerned, while also demonstrating strength. He also mentioned it should be like this, implying he believed it to reflect their profession and personality. Stanza 1, line 3. Carpenter singing his as he measures his plank or beam. It reveals the difference between songs sung by the carpenters and songs sung by mechanic. The reader learns what the carpenter does as he sings. It provides a glimpse of other people's daily life with a variety of songs that imply a work of the diverse element of American society. Line 4. The mason singing is as he makes ready for work, or leaves of work. The mason, someone who works with stone, appears joyous that he will sing as he heads to work and leaves work inspired he is in upbeat mood. Analysis conclusion. Why I choose this poem as poem that contains word setting? Throughout I hear America singing, the writer describes people with a wide variety of different jobs. Some are mechanics, some are carpenters, some are the mason, but they are united by the fact that all are singing, a word that speaker used 11 times in the poem. It's certainly possible that some of them are literally singing, but it seems more likely that singing serves as a symbol in the poem for the joy that they feel and the pride that they take in their work. Next, question number 2. Find a poem that contains the author's background, then analyze it. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Analyze. This poem was inspired by Edward Thomas, who was a friend of the author. By interpreting experience of walking with Thomas, encountering pathway, and deciding which one to take, the author described himself as facing a choice between which of two roads to take. Through the author's experience, the poem explored the nature of the choice and what it means to be a person forced to choose. Moral of the poem, The Road Not Taken, is take your own decision without any regrets. First conveys through the poem is that whenever life gives us choice, we must take the decision wisely. What is the main message of The Road Not Taken? The author, walking through the forest whose leaves have turned yellow in autumn, comes a fork in the road. The author, regretting that he or she is unable to travel by both roads, since he is just one person, stands at first in the road for a long time and tries to see where one of the path leads. However, the authors can see very well because the voice indicates the road is not right. The authors take the other path, judging it to be just a good choice at the first, and supposing that it may be better option of the two, since it is crazy and looks less run than the other path. True, now the authors has actually walked on the second road. He or she think that in reality the two roads must have been more or less equal one in. Reinforcing this statement, the author recalls that both roads were converted in years, which had not yet been turned late by foot traffic. The author exclaimed that he or she in fact just saving their first road and will travel at later date, but then immediately contradicts him or herself with the acknowledgement that in life one route tends to lead onward to another, so it's therefore unlikely that he or she will ever actually get a chance to return to the first one. The author imagines him or herself in the distant future, recounting with a sigh the story of making the choice of which route to take. Speaking as to looking back his or her life from the future, the author states that he or she was faced with a choice between two roads and chose to take the road that was less traveled, and the consequence of the decision have made all the difference in his or her life. So next question, number 3. Find a poem that contains a critical perspective, then analyze it. Stolen Rivers by Philippa de Villiers. The poem Stolen Rivers by Philippa de Villiers addresses the issues of race, class, and gender in South Africa during the colonial and post-colonial era. The poem is usually seeking to appreciate the life and works of Chiwaniso Mari, a Zimbabwean singer and songwriter. The poem particularly identifies the singer's effort in demonstrating impunity, slavery, and manipulation that Africa faced during the colonization period. It's sparked by Chiwonisu's work. Philippa's poetic work revolved around gender stereotyping, racism, and moral decay among African societies at the face of independence from European colonization. Stanza 1. We Africans came to Berlin to sing and educate poetry. We had an agenda, remembering our anthem of was developing, consuming, the village, the prize. It means to reinforce her argument that they haven't come just to present their poems and songs, but to seek revenge against the brutalities of racial discrimination and colonialism of the past. Stanza 2. Like forest fire, like haunted children, how can we, how can we even begin to redress? It's about the suffering of people living in Africa under the tyranny of European powers. The Europeans stole the African natural resource to have it for their own and enslave the people in Africa. So, why I choose this poem as a poem that contains a critical perspective? I would say that this poem built with emotion and inspiration, and as I mentioned before, it carries the weight of troubled history of oppression. There's two factors make the poem startling, poignant, and impressive. The tone is, I'm sorry, the tone is mixed. It is a celebration and cry for the current plight of South Africa. I believe this poem represents life in South Africa well. Its citizens have a sense of renewed hope, but yet they live in dominating shadow of their past. Question number 4. Analyze the poem on intrinsic, extrinsic element, and moral value. From the poem Out by Robert Frost. The theme is accident happen. One theme of this poem is that life is unpredictable and that accidents are simply a part of life. And the tone In the poem Out by Robert Frost, the speaker has a somber, serious, regretful attitude, an ironic tone, and a vivid descriptive voice toward the event occurring throughout the poem. He, the speaker, is shown as a witness to story that take place. Figurative language, personification, when an object or thing is given human characteristic. Line 1, the bus saw snarled. Line 2, line 7, the snow snarled. And line 16, leave it out. Next, symbol. The vessel is the most important object of thought. It symbolizes the dangers of technology if not handled properly. Alliteration. When words are close together in a line and start with the same consonant, they are alliterative. Frost uses alliteration quite frequently. This can add texture and phonetic energy for the reader. South snarled, dust, and dropper. Stout lane, stick, sweet skin stout, turtle stab, cold count, snow snarled, half hour. When saved from work, sisterhood, so new what super, have given half the hand. However, holding up the hand, then the big boy, so all spoiled there and they since they turned to. Repetition. Repeating certain words and phrases reinforce the meaning and strength of sound. Look for in the line 1 and 7 where the bus sounds snarled and rattled. Individual words such as boy, they, hand, and the press dominate him is a Vietnam reminder. Extrinsic element. Walt is a poem about the death of young boy selling looks on a new hand-by-sale farm. Based on the true accident that happened to Frost's friend's son, the poem is set in rural Vermont, where a young boy cutting wood with grass saw is called in verse super by his sister. The scene must have been so familiar to Robert Frost from years with a bushsaw. A team of workers had acted against a backdrop of mountain peaks. In this opening view lines, the portrait are clear. Noisy mechanical machine, the silent majesty of the Vermont range, cause of Hyokyus versus distant work, industry against nature, dust and labor versus sweet sin and romance. Moral values. Morality is the quality in human action that indicates that action is right or wrong, good or bad. In the poem of God, the stars are the moral value the first can face and we can take in this world. The moral value the stars in poem out is our attitude in the face of death, especially the death experienced by our loved ones. In his poetry, Frost gave a good attitude to take when that comes to our loved ones. Even though death carries a burden and is deep, we should not stay silent and linger inside. Life must go on, even without our loved ones beside us. And last question. Create the poem that contains with similar metaphors, personification, hyperbole, and rhyme. So here we go. Heart in vanity. You were like the sun so warm. I was as one into your arms. When I feel like the boxwood downs, cause you like the bedworms. Your love was a sky full of stars, and you are the brightest star. It's all gone. You are mooned in the dark. You are a well-played wrong in this world. Even the land says it doesn't want to be your place, and the ants wish they would never meet you. But my heart screams to hug you back, but the earth prevents it. Because you have destroyed a love that is as deep as the river. You have carved a lie like waves in the ocean. I see your bright eyes can light up the darkness. Without regret, you continue your dark journey. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.